Actually, it was Bob Lee, the founder of Country Coach, also is the founder of Oregon Motorcoach.
Hey everybody, welcome to Oregon Motorcoach Center.
We'll show you the crew and what we do here.
Hello, I'm Dave Remington. I work now at Oregon Motorcoach. I worked for Country Coach prior to that for 25 years.
My name is David Beatty. I worked for Country Coach for 27 years.
I'm Glenn Lacewell, and I worked in the RV industry for 42 years now. I spent my first almost 32 years at Country Coach.
So in here is our customer lounge. This is where everybody comes in here, watches TV, plays games, reads magazines, books. We have a book swap here. It's amazing the camaraderie we have with our customers that come in here, and oftentimes on days you'll just hear them laughing and carrying on and having a great time.
Thank you, Oregon Motorcoach Center, for sponsoring today's video.
This is our van conversion area, and here's Arlene and Lindsay, hard at work in estimates for van conversions.
Hi. My name is Elena Carr. I worked at Country Coach from February 1999 to November of 2009.
My name is Andy Nunez. I started off at Country Coach back in '99 until 2008 when they closed the doors.
I'm Arlene Barley, and I worked at Country Coach for approximately 17 years.
My name's Steve Quatier. I worked at Country Coach. I started in 2002 and went all the way through the shutdown.
So hi, I'm Matt Bryan. I'm Assistant Service Manager for Oregon Motorcoach Center. My background consists of 21 years in the RV industry. I worked for Monaco Coach Corporation for almost 18 years. I've also worked on Beavers, Safaris, Holiday Ramblers, Winnebagos, Country Coaches, Newells, Tiffins, almost every brand.
My name's Brad Barley. I've worked at Country Coach for 10-12 years.
My name's Dave Williams. I worked at Country Coach it was in 2006.
My name is Jim Kirk. Work at Oregon Motorcoach. Been here just over 5 years. Also, I worked at Country Coach and Monaco. I don't recall exact dates, but approximately 12 to 14 years combined.
The most important part, here's where the gals take the money. This is Elisa, our office manager, and she's really, really good at it. Our design center, right now we have a project going. This is where all of the custom remodels, whether it's a new van conversion or a complete remodel for a motorhome or a partial, a new floor, whatever it is, it all starts right here in this area.
My name is Eric Wolf. Worked at Country Coach from '97 to basically 2015 minus 1 year. Mostly chassis work, and then I moved to OMC.
My name is Darren Gray. I worked at Country Coach for 2 different stints. I worked in production from '99 to 2000. During the 9/11 I was laid off. Then I went back in 2004. I worked in steel fab for a year. Then I moved to service as a technician. Was hurt, got on light duty and went into parts. So I speak 3 different languages, and as a parts guy, when you speak production, technician, and parts, you find out you're a pretty good parts guy. So I was in parts for 4 years after that.
Hi, my name's Jeff. I work here at OMC for Matt, and I started at Country Coach in 1995. Kind of a funny coincidence. When I started, I actually started in the cabinet shop, and Matt was my boss back then. And so it's kind of funny how it circles around now. Many years later, I'm working here and he's my boss.
My name's Mike Rivnek. I started out at Country Coach in '96 working in the service department, and then I went over to Monaco for about 8 years. Went back to Monaco when it was Rev Group. Worked up at Winnebago in Junction City for a couple of years, and now I'm here at OMC. I've been here about 3 years.
So you've seen the inside with customer lounge where the customers come in and what you see first, so come on out and see the shop. So here's where the majority of all the service work on the diesel pushers is. You'll see in here we have a lot of high-end coaches, a lot of country coaches. There's a Tiffin, Monaco's, a little bit of everything. Everything in the back is our long-term bays. This is where we do floors. This is where we'll deal with water damage. We will pull slide rooms here. Here we'll take off complete sidewalls off the motorhomes to repair the water damage. And that's one of the things that I talked about earlier that we take a lot of pride in, and we get a lot of referrals from other shops because we do the tough jobs that other people just can't do. This is City of Eugene. They just purchased this van, and it's in here to have some fine tuning done. Steve Poitier actually used to work for me at Country Coach back in the day in the cabinet shop.
For Country Coach in the production days, I worked in the cabinet shop for Matt, and he made me a manager, I think, about a year, I'd say probably about a year and a half after I started. I was a manager for him and managed for him till, again, all the way through the end, through the Winnebago buyout, and all the way up until July, working for service, July of this year, 2020.
And until Winnebago?
Until Winnebago, yeah, shut her down out there, and luckily Matt had a position open out here for me and came to work out here.
He's a certified technician, and this is his project.
Awesome. So what's going on this coach, Steve?
Well, where do you start, I guess? Resetting bay doors, a lot of fine-tuning stuff like Matt said, just fine-tuning the interior, a lot of stuff that they didn't like that was being done on the inside that they brought it here to get it fixed right. Basically front to back, rebuilding a lot of stuff.
What's your favorite thing to do here at Oregon Motorcoach Center?
Well, I kind of specialize, like Matt said, I worked for him for a lot of years, so I have a ton of experience on Country Coach interior cabinets. I've built just about every cabinet there is a thing, you know, on a Country Coach from about 2001 till present. A lot of upgrades. I love doing upgrades for customers, TVs, fireplace cabinets, just anything that they like to have done inside of them.
Honest answer, how is it working for this gentleman here?
Well, I've worked for him for a lot of years, so we work well together.
A lot of years.
A lot of years.
Right here, you can see where we're placing a floor. So this coach here is getting a brand new floor, and we do lots of floors, lots of remodels. So these bays are always full, doing those difficult jobs.
Nice.
On this side over here, these are coaches that the customers usually staying in, or they're short term. We might be servicing aqua hot, or a roof AC, or having a plumbing leak, or something to that effect. And these are the coaches. They'll go out at the end of the day, and they'll get plugged in so the customer can stay in them.
Nice. So you do smaller work. Not only do you do, you know, several $100,000 renovations, but you also do smaller service work as well?
Absolutely. Every one of these house on wheels needs service. We do literally bumper to bumper. Everything that a customer needs, whether it's changing a windshield wiper, a brake light, fixing a water leak, or replacing a window, that's all done right here, and we literally will do bumper to bumper, we'll do anything. This is Dave Remington. Dave Remington was the head mechanic chassis guy at Country Coach. Dave has been here since the inception of this company in 2008.
Yep.
Right?
I was the shop foreman for the chassis manufacturing, and I did test driving.
Wow.
And so Dave, what are you working on here today?
Right now we've got a jack back here that the pin, there's a pin that you swivel, and there's a pin that got pulled out of it and bent. We had to cut the pin, and then straighten the bracket out that's welded into the frame, and then now we're getting ready to put the pin back in.
So you've been doing chassis work. How long did you work for Country Coach before you started working here?
Only 25 years.
So you've got over 3 decades of experience?
Yes, sir.
Honest opinion, what's it like working with this gentleman here?
He's good. Like I say, I work with him, and I work with the original owner and his group and everybody else. But they're all great people. Actually, it was Bob Lee, the founder of Country Coach, also is the founder of Oregon Motorcoach, and I told him that as long as he owned a business, I'd work for him. And he said as long as he had a business, I could work for him. So actually, that's why I came to work for him. That, and I knew everybody that was here.
So how is it working for Matt compared to Bob Lee?
Well, actually, Bob just opened it up. He he didn't really run it. His son-in-law did. But Matt and Elena, I've known them for many years also, and it's good. They're good people. They've treated us well.
The trailer that had a lot of water damage, and I said before, we specialize in doing repairs that other folks just aren't able to do. So this one had some extensive water damage, and we're fixing it and putting it back together.
Nice.
So this is our stock room here. Here we stock a lot of the hard to find Country Coach parts, Monaco parts. Being that we were Country Coach, we obtained a lot of stuff from the auction. So there are a lot of folks that will come here and get parts. A lot of outside part sales, in addition to a lot of customers that just walk in the door looking for parts. We've been established here for so long, and we have a lot of parts, and the general public knows it. And the crew here has been with us for a long time. Except for Morgan, she's a short timer. This is Morgan's last day. She's moving to Idaho. We're gonna miss her. See the guys are on the phones doing phone tech or helping customer find a hard to find part.
Awesome.
You can see that we stock a lot of parts. We stock about $200,000 in inventory at all times, whether it's shocks, airbags, windshield wipers, light bulbs, hydraulic pumps. We keep the stuff on the shelves for the customer, and that helps with their turnaround, and we get customer in, we can get them out. So what we got here is we have a couple van conversions. That's one of the divisions that I spoke about earlier. We do lots and lots of van conversions. This one here is a Ram. This one's going to be a full conversion. This is the area where we do all the custom builds. Right now the guys are installing batteries and inverter, doing the electrical system. Right now we've done sound deadening. We're doing all the pre-wire. We've already put the floor down. And you can see the windows are marked to be cut out. We'll cut out the sidewall and we'll install our own windows. X-air fan getting ready to go in. And there's literally bumper to bumper on these vans. We do everything for a full van conversion. Here's a Mercedes Benz. This was a stock van that came in, four-wheel drive. This is a cargo van, and they are just starting the sound deadening. And in that phase, it will be like they're working on there. They're doing the pre-wire and the batteries and all the things that get covered up you don't see. That's what we're doing in this stage.
Well, this is a piece of newspaper that my mother saved many years ago. It's like 1979, and that's me building a country camper, which evolved into Country Coach that many years ago. I like to show it to the customers. They like to see it.
Country camper, wow. That is super cool. Thank you for sharing that.
I worked in the quality assurance department pretty much that entire time, and I was the admin assistant. I handled all the, with quality assurance / PDI, at the end of every build, our department would go in on each line and go through the coach entirely and write up any issues that were found at the end of the line to be fixed before the coach went to sales or went to the customer. I did all the VIN numbers, VIN plates. I handled plan approvals for the state of Oregon and other various states that we worked with for compliance for our coaches. Towards the end, I was asked to come in and help in the engineering department and the front office when fortunately we had to lay off employees and stuff like that, so I took on even more roles until I was released in '09.
So why did you choose to work at OMC?
It was by chance I got hired on here. Ed Reed, who was the operations manager here when I first came on board, actually used to be the VP of operations at Country Coach. And he ultimately was Matt Carr, my husband's boss there. I asked him for a referral because I was looking for a job, and he said, "You're looking for a job?" And I said, "Well, yeah." He's like, "Well, come see me." And funny thing is, I actually got hired at another job. Then I came and saw him, and he's like, "I want you to come work for me." And I came to work here in May of '09, so the company had just barely been opened a year.
So how long have you worked at OMC?
So I've been here since May of '09. And then Matt and I officially took it over and purchased it in August of 2016.
I like that it's small, and I like that we're all kind of close-knit. You know, Matt and Elena really take care of us, and we take care of them. We're more than just a business. We're kind of like a family. So, and it's really, really kind of fun to just take the skill sets that I have and improve on them. A lot of good people in here that just really know their stuff. So.
My best memories working with Country Coach is being able to put smiles back on the customer's face when they thought they were in the down and out. The reason why I do work here at OMC is for the tight-knit family feel.
I started in building 2, doing body work. Then I went to building 1 in Corian, where I did all the finish work for countertops, and then I ended up in the cabinet shop running the table saws at Sawyer.
I did a lot of different things during those years. Started out building and on the assembly line, the shell, and moved into doing lots of things with the rest of the plant for supporting it from day to day. I ended up moving to management after that and ran different departments, and eventually became assistant plant manager for one of the plant managers themselves, Ed Silkoski. Did that for about 9 years, and then I went from there into process engineering, and then at the end I left just before it closed. So,
wow!
I knew this would be a good company. I knew that at the time Bob and Terry had owned it, and so I came down here, applied, and obviously knowing a lot of the people and having a lot of the experiences that I've had concerning country coaches and RV manufacturing and building and service would be good for me to come to. So shortly after I came here, Matt took over running the operation, and it was kind of exciting to see, because I've known Matt for a long time, and Elena, and I knew that he's a pretty serious guy and a business guy, and he was young, and he was gonna, you know, put his heart and soul into this company, and I wanted to be with a company that was going to be successful and growing and always trying to make and improve the process.
I started off stuffing insulation into the sidewalls of coaches and doing little knick-knack jobs, and when I left, I was the assistant plant manager of the Plant 10 product line, which is your Magnas and Affinities.
Oh, this is a beautiful country coach.
No, but I was working on one.
Now it's Affinity 730.
This was the highline of the product line, my product.
The Affinity?
Yep.
Why is it your product, or what's your history?
When I started at Country Coach, the line that evolved into this line was the original line, and it's the only line I ever worked in. And this was the high line.
So that's what you were in charge of?
I was second in charge. And this coach could be ordered fully customized if that's what you wanted. Almost anything you wanted.
How many years total did you work at Country Coach?
32.
32 at Country Coach, wow. What is your best memory of working at Country Coach?
Well, in 32 years, it's probably pretty hard to put one memory to a favorite. We had a good time there most of the time. I mean, we worked fast, and it was never stagnant. We were always doing something new, so that's probably it. It's just the constant change, you know, the evolution that went on with the company. You interact with the customers, and most of them treat you like family.
Awesome. And how long did you work? Have you worked here at OMC?
Over 10 years.
When I first started at Country Coach, I just started in a float position and helped out where I was needed, and then I went from the float position to scheduling for the service center. I did that for a couple years, and then I was promoted to the warranty supervisor, where I ran the warranty department, and then I also took on the defective parts department, and I did that up until they closed.
How long have you worked at OMC?
I will be at OMC for 4 years this coming May.
What do you like about working at OMC?
I love the family atmosphere at OMC, and I love our customer base, and I really love the people that I work with.
Well, here at OMC we have so many technicians that have 20, 30 plus years experience. There's just a lot of knowledge and a lot of background here that you can't find at a lot of places. Family style atmosphere, very friendly here. Everybody gets along with each other. It's just a great place to work.
My memories of Country Coach are the people, and some of those people have transitioned over to here. In fact, Glenn Lacewell was the guy that hired me. Basically, I went to work for him, and he works here too. And so we've had a long working relationship of 30 plus years. Been around, and so I just enjoy the people, enjoy working with the people. I like making things with my hands and stuff, so that's one of the main things.
What's your favorite memory of working at Country Coach?
Just all the people that I met, and all the customers that I've made real good friends with.
There's a lot, I would say. I would say just the people that I got to know and got to work around for a lot of years, and that's, you know, going through when I worked for manufacturing all the way through service and working for Ron Lee. I got introduced to a new group of people, and it's just the people, I think, working around, and you know, always new faces and stuff like that. So I'd say the people.
My best memory at Country Coach, it's family. I had a lot of family working there. My family was a big part of that company with the Beatty side and stuff like that. So everybody there treated me like family, and I appreciated that and feel that here too. Well, when I worked at Country Coach, I worked in one of Matt's departments. So I knew Matt from that, and then my boss at the time was my boss at my previous job. And so when an opening came up, he called me. I ran down and applied.
What do you like the most about?
I like the full custom jobs. Nothing's the same. Everything's a challenge, and it keeps you busy, keeps your brain working.
How is it working for Matt and Elaine?
They're a great couple to work for. Very, very good couple. They treat you like family, and family's number one, and Matt preaches that all the time.
Oh boy, I do everything here. Everything. Collision work, fiberglass work, paint work, all the way through from estimate to final finish. And then I'm rounded enough I can also fill in mechanical wise if they need, you know, RV service or anything. I can do that too. I can do brakes. I can do about anything they can throw at me. Oh boy, we're digging way back. Best memory would probably be just being able to work with my brother at the time. He's no longer with us, but we worked both in the framing department. He did floors at the time, I did walls, and we had a really good time working together. I really enjoyed that. It's like a big family. Everybody here knows everybody else. They know their families. They know what each and every one of us do. Matt and Elena take very good care of us. They would do anything for us, and it just makes it very enjoyable to work here.
Worked with some great people at Winnebago, Country Coach, but moving down here was pretty easy because I pretty much knew everybody down here anyway. So just working with great people, you know, most of the people here I worked with in one way or another, even though I was in chassis. I knew all the guys that, you know, all the old Country Coachers work here.
It's a good work environment. We're furnished with all the tools and everything we need, specialty tools. Work with a bunch of guys that I work with for many, many years, and we all help each other out. It's just a great work atmosphere.
Well, Country Coach still is here, so this is a place to come. I mean, Matt Carr ran the cabinet shop. If you've ever looked at a cabinet in a Country Coach, there are no manufacturers of motorhomes that have ever built a better cabinet than what Country Coach put in. They all pale in comparison, and that's everybody. And he has that same push here that he had at Country Coach to build something that's better than everybody else's. I was out in the shop day before yesterday down talking to one of the guys building a van, and one of the cabinets wasn't secured to the floor where it was cinched up completely tight. There was a little narrow gap. It probably wasn't no more than 3/32 of an inch. And the comment from the supervisor of the vans was that Matt's not going to accept that. They took it off the floor and they worked it until they got it down tight because he wouldn't tolerate just a wee gap. And that's how he runs the whole place.
And what's your favorite memory of working at Country Coach?
Again, I think that it would be building that family feel. I mean, we all worked together for 17 years. It was my second family, and I worked really, really hard to work my way up to running the whole entire warranty department, so it was sad when they closed. Here at OMC, I work with a lot of my Country Coach family, so it's like coming back home.
I knew a lot of the people that worked here. I've worked with them previously. Like I said, you know, I worked for Matt for a lot of years, so I know what it's like to work with him. We work well together. And it, you know, it's just, I've known Matt and I know how he does business, and I know he'll do whatever it takes to make whatever he's doing successful. And I just want to be somewhere where I know is going to be successful. And
best memories of Country Coach?
I just enjoyed working there. Most of the people we worked with, it was a family atmosphere, and you know, Bob Lee, I remember him coming around quite a bit and just kind of strolling through service and manufacturing, and it was nice to see a guy like that run around the production plant.
Bob Lee, what's your memories of Bob Lee?
I really have always liked Bob. Bob would always give you the leeway to succeed, and he didn't micromanage you. He wasn't that critical that I could see over all these years, and he's always friendly and supportive, him and Terry both. And I've always liked Bob a lot. I've had a chance to go down to National with him on the plane a few times, and I had to, you know, talking with him and stuff, and he was just, you would never know that he was and owned such a successful company by just, you know, being around him at a, you know, from day to day. Just, he was just a great guy. So
nice. So you flew on the private jet with Bob Lee?
Oh yeah.
Nice, nice. That's cool. It says a lot that he, you know, have his team, you know, treats everybody the same. That's cool. Bob Lee.
Oh my goodness. Bob Lee was an amazing, generous, caring man. We would all get so excited just when he would show up in the service center, and he would actually come out on the floor and say hi and see how everybody was doing. When the weather was super hot, he would show up with popsicles for the technicians, and you could not find a more generous, caring man out there. Bob was amazing, and he is truly, truly missed.
And what's your memories of Bob Lee?
Well, I've known Bob Lee since I was a teenager, and Bob was just always a guy you could communicate with and talk to. He was not above us when it come to interaction or personality-wise. I mean, he was one of us. When I started working at Country Coach, Bob still put tool belts on and come out into the shop and ran screws with us or stapled things together when it needed to be done.
What's your memories of Bob Lee?
Bob, in his younger days, could pass for Kenny Rogers. He was a great guy. He never flaunted his money. He was always true blue, and him and his wife are two of the best people you ever wanted to meet.
And, do you have any memories of Bob Lee?
Oh yeah. You know, I've talked to him very few times, but he would always walk the shop, and he would always say hi. He was always just happy, you know. Actually, you know, when he'd walk through the shop, he'd bring the morale up, you know, because that was the guy we were working for, you know, and he was out there hanging around with us.
I remember when we used to have huge company meetings out on the grass, and Bob Lee would it's just a company meeting after work, and you walk out there and then they call you, they just pull names out of a hat, and you walk up on stage and Bob would hand you a $100 bill and say, "Thank you for working here." And that was one of the coolest things. I'd never seen that before in my whole life, where a company where they just walk up and hand you money and say thank you. And I always felt like, even as big as Country Coach was, it always felt like it was a family.
Well, Country Coach, I mean, they're known as the finest motorhomes in the world, and we still try to hold true to that here. A lot of the customers that we deal with on a day-to-day, they came from Country Coach to here, and they're just an extension of family.
When you bring a coach in here, there's one thing you're going to get, I believe, and it's the job done correctly. They want us to do it correctly. That's the only way we know how to do it, and we will not cut a corner for anybody. They can ask, but we will not do it. We do it one way, we do it complete, we do it right.
Country Coach held a high standard, especially with their builds, and I see a lot of people here at OMC brought that same standards over here to take care of our Country Coach owners, and to keep them coming here somewhere familiar, somewhere that they feel at home.
We build probably the finest conversion vans on the market as far as fit and finish and quality.
I want to say that the company here takes a lot of pride. The people take a lot of pride in what they do, and we have a lot of support to be able to do that, to figure out things and do things to make things right for people. Matt and Elaine have been real supportive of taking our ideas and our thoughts and helping us see that those things are important. It allows us to take pride in our work because they do care about having a better business, having higher quality, better processes, eliminating the waste, things like that. So, yeah, they're good people, and I don't have any plans to do anything else. So.
They're great people now. One of these days I'm going to retire. I've been trying to do that for 2 years.
Oh, when you're good, they want to keep you around, right?
They're all great people. I've learned to like them all. I've been here the longest of anybody, really, and I've seen a lot of people come and go. And the group we've got right now is a good group.
I love doing what I do. I love being that guy that can find a part that nobody else could find. And then being that it's such a small group, I know everybody here. I know their families. I know, you know, and it's just being that core small group. I don't want to go work for a large corporation. I enjoy working in the small family group that we have here. We are Country Coach at heart, but Oregon Motorcoach Center is so much more. Country Coach was a production facility. Yes, they had service. Oregon Motorcoach Center is a full service facility. From the ground up, we do complete renovations. We do chassis work all the way to complete paint work. And that's something that I know there's other companies that do it, but not at the level that we do. And with the factory service technicians that we have and have had, you don't get factory trained service guys anymore. You get guys that learned on the fly. And most of our team has worked for either Country Coach or Monaco or both, and then they come with extremely high regards for the product that they work on.
If they don't know already, the group of people that work here genuinely care, you know, about repairing motorhomes. They give it their all, you know, and you know, just with the core group of people we have here, we can repair anything on a motorhome. There's nothing we can't do.
Thank you for coming to our shop and visiting us today and seeing what we do day in, day out. We really appreciate you being in our shop today.
And we want to thank all our loyal customers and our employees. We couldn't do it without all of you.
Remember, we're here for you guys for all your motorhome needs or van conversions, whether it's a simple repair or a major remodel. Come visit us at OregonMotorcoachCenter.com or 541-762-1505. And Facebook and Instagram, or come see us on our social media. We have lots of pictures. You can find us there as well.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Have a great day, guys.